Hello, my family. I am fixing to make a Mediterranean dish for us this evening. I do want to tell you that it is now official. In 3 weeks from tomorrow, I will probably not be on the week of March the 7th for at least a few days, if not a week. I will be communicating through the community section of this channel if anybody wants to keep up with me, but it is also of no surprise. I'm having dental work done, so I will be starting that on March the 7th. So I will not be able to do any videos prior or after that. And that the 7th is when I'm going to be starting procedures. It's a touchy subject for me, y'all, but I wanted you to know that I'm not just going to drop off, but I am going to have to take some time off. So, but I'll be back. I'm not leaving my family. You can keep up with me if you'd like to. And I will be preparing some meals for my husband to make it super easy for him, where all he has to do is reheat and eat. So me, I'm probably going to have to just try to do what I can do. I am going to a good place, and so I'm not going to spend this whole video talking about that. I'm just letting y'all know, and as it gets closer, I will remind you. But as of right now, March the 7th, from there for about a week or until it takes for me to heal, I will be having some major dental work done. So let's get going with our supper. This dish is coming partially from Mediterranean Minutes. I love this lady. She is from Spain, and she has a beautiful cod dish with potatoes and some kamada olives and some zucchini. However, I am replacing zucchini with some yellow squash and some tomatoes. This look like a really good dish, and then we're going to have a side salad and avocado with this. So without further ado, let's get in the kitchen and let's start working. Okay, so we are going to start with our potatoes. Now I am actually going to be using baby potatoes, but it calls for 2 Yukon Gold. I do not have that, so we are going to work with the baby potatoes and do the best we can here. So I am going to be taking about a handful of these and try to make up enough to get a nice layer. We are going to be using our enamel cast iron because this is a one-pan dish, so which I like. I don't have to dirty up a bunch of them. So I'm going to go ahead and prepare our potatoes, and we are going to be using a mandolin because we need to make our potatoes 1/4 of an inch slices. So let me go ahead and get these prepared, and we shall be right back. Alright, y'all, so I have washed and dried my potatoes, and now I'm going to slice them. I want these at 1/4 inch slice, and yes, I'm going to be careful because I am using a mandolin. And once I get these sliced, I'm going to be placing them on a paper towel so that I can dry them. I'm actually going to find my guard right here. I should have done that earlier. Hang on. Okay, so we're going to use my guard. Alright, now I'm going to take my slices and just place them on my paper towel right here. I'll show it to you what it looks like here. I'm just placing them on this, like so. And I'm going to put another piece on top, and I'm just going to dry them off. So I'm going to cut up a couple of these so I can get a good layer at the bottom of my pan. Since these are small, I'm going to work with these the best that I can and get what I need for supper tonight. So these are some of the things I'm going to improvise with what I have instead of going out and buying more. I'm going to go ahead, alternate the colors on these as well. I had a yellow, now I'm going with a red potato. put that one on here. I'm going to do a layer right there, and then I'm going to have to top this because that'll take care of that sheet. Then I'm going to go ahead and top this again with another layer so that I can have these, even if they're overlapped in here, I'll have enough potatoes for supper tonight for the two of us. So I'm just going to continue to do this until I get this finished. Once I do, we'll be back and I'll show you how I'm going to arrange this. All right, my family, so let's set this aside. We're going to bring our pan over here so that we can work with this. I have dried off my potato rounds, and now I'm actually going to brush first off some olive oil in my pan, and then the rest of it I'm going to actually spray on top of my potatoes. So I'm just going to coat the bottom of my pan here and basically around it, just to keep anything from sticking to it. Alright, now I'm just going to take and line the bottom of my pan with potatoes. And I'm actually going to layer these. Okay. These are my little ends here. Now, after I get my first layer, I'm now going to salt and pepper my okay, and now from there, I'm just going to spray these with a light spray, and then go on this with my next layer, doing the same thing. Just taking them, putting the coat in here. And I have my oven preset to 450 degrees on top of it. So again, we're just going to layer that on top. We're going to cook these first. Now I'm going to lightly spray these. Salt and pepper. And then one more round, and that should be enough. So I'm going to take my last round here, and we're going to go over the top of that. And then I'll show you what we'll do next. I'm not pausing it. We'll just go ahead and layer this because we're on our last round. I have some more left over, but I can put these in water and put them in the fridge and then use them for breakfast or something. They're thin, so I'm not getting a whole lot of these. All right, now spray this one more time. Again, salt and pepper. Okay, and that's it. Put these away. And now, the last step that she says is leaving the papers on. We're just going to go ahead and throw some garlic cloves in here, just like they are, full whole cloves. We need about, I think it was 5 to 6. Hold on 1 minute, y'all. Yeah, 5 to 6 cloves. So now I'm going to pop this in the oven. We are not going to cover this. So we're going to put it in the 450 degree oven at about 30 minutes or so. We're just checking for the doneness and for them to be golden brown. Once they turn golden brown, we'll come back and finish the rest of our ingredients. All right, so while our potatoes are baking, we're preparing our next steps. So I took and strained our Kamada olives, so we're going to need them. I'm taking a toothpick and I'm sticking our whole tomatoes, because we're going to leave these whole, our cherry tomatoes, but we're going to just stick them a little bit to keep them from exploding basically when we go and bake these, because these are going to bake for about another 8 to 10 minutes after this half hour for the potatoes. And because these were a bit thinner than, I believe, 1/4 inch, it might not even take no half hour. I'm just looking for them to get golden brown, and then I'll be pulling them out. So I am just sitting here doing this right now when we're preparing, getting our seasonings and everything ready for our next step. So these are already prepared. Our olives are prepared. Now we're going to go ahead with our seasonings, and we're going to mix it up at 1 teaspoon each. This will be for our fish. We are going to need paprika, sumac, and I think I'm going to go with a Spanish paprika. We're going to go with some sumac right here. And it calls for some chili flakes. I'm actually going to use Alapo pepper instead. So these are the 3 ingredients that we are going to use to add to our dish. And you can use red pepper flakes if you did not want to use Alapo pepper. So I need 1 teaspoon, and we're going to take a teaspoon of each one and add this to our dish. There's a teaspoon of our Alapo pepper. I have my, which is nice, y'all, I have my spice racks, and I'll show that to you. But each one are set for different categories. I have my all-American spice racks, and then I have my Mediterranean spice racks. So this makes it so much easier, and I actually like this a lot. And then we have our sumac is our last one. And that is it. Now, we're going to mix these up and set this aside, as this is going to be sprinkled over the top of our fish. Now I'm also going to prepare some lemon slices that we're going to be putting on the top of them as well. So remember, this is a Spanish dish, hence the reason for the peppers. Alright, so, and I'm going to save this lemon zest because I'm going to be using this for part of our salad as I make a pomegranate dressing. So before I even slice this, I am actually going to zest this lemon so that I can use part of this for my dressing this evening as well. This way I'm getting 2 things out of one. I'm going to go ahead and zest this whole thing, because I can always freeze the zest after that I don't use and use it for another dish. Because I won't be using all this, but I don't want to waste this beautiful zest either. I'll clean all that up in just a minute. After the meals that we've been having, it just felt so good just to have something nice, light, and it was time for some fish. With 3 weeks me going in, I want to be able to have as much nourishment into my body as possible, and healing properties as well. So okay, now there's my reserved lemon zest that I'm going to reserve this for my dressing. And what I don't use, again, I'm just going to freeze it. And I came over my bowl trying to keep it all in there. I did my best though. I'll just take this and pop it in there. No big deal. Alright, so we're going to set that aside because we're going to use that later. But we are going to slice our lemon because we are going to need this on the top of our fish. I'm going to actually take my ends off of here, and I'm going to cut some nice round lemon slices. Again, what I don't use on my fish, I'm going to use in my lemon water that I will have with my supper tonight, so nothing goes to waste. I actually like lemon water, so, and now that's taken care of. So we are prepped and ready for our next step into our dish. Now all we have to do is just wait on our potatoes to get golden. So in the meantime, this is when I take the opportunity to clean up my kitchen and have everything ready for my next step. And all of this is cleared up, put away, and it leaves me less I have to do this evening where I can go to the gym. So as soon as our potatoes are ready, we will be back and set the rest of this up. Okay, so one other thing I did not prepare for, this is where I said that I was going to use yellow squash in place of zucchini. So I am actually going to cut these in nice sized chunks because these are going to be diced afterwards. But right now, I'm just cutting these in slices, about 1/2 inch slices to no more than 1 inch, y'all. But 1/2 inch is nice. So I'm just cutting these down because I'm going to sprinkle these with salt as it sits here and dries. Just like so. And I'm going to be placing another piece of paper towel on top of this so that it catches the moisture on it. Once the potatoes are done, then I will dice these into cubes to put this in with our fish. So shift these around just a little bit. Scoot this over just like so, and now I'm just going to sprinkle them lightly with some salt. Now this is going to sweat, so as it sweats, another piece of paper towel is going to be on top of it, catching all that liquid, and then underneath it the same way. So we're just going to do this and let it do its thing while these are cooking. All right, my family, I said that I was going to show you these, and I thought I'd go ahead and take a break while we're waiting for everything. This is my Mediterranean spice rack. This is the one that has the ground coriander, the cumin, Aleppo pepper, za'atar, the harissa seasoning, sumac, dillweed, smoked paprika, Greek Mediterranean seasoning, crushed red pepper, Spanish paprika, and thyme. And I think that's it. Yep. So this is my go-to when it comes to the basic herbs that I use all the time for Mediterranean. Now occasionally I'll be adding some other ones, but this is the most general ingredients that I will be using when it comes to Mediterranean cooking. So keeping that separate, when I know that I'm doing Mediterranean that night, I will have that out. But then I went and got 2 more because I do believe in flavor, like I told you all. And these are my everyday all-American seasonings. Is this all I have? Nope. Y'all, I have just about every seasoning there is. But this is the basically all-American. We've got our cayenne, cinnamon, turmeric, ground clove, tarragon, ground ginger, cayenne pepper. We have curry powder, lemon pepper, ground sage, ground nutmeg, poultry seasoning, ground allspice, and that would be that one. And then here we have the Hungarian sweet paprika, our celery salt, our oregano, chili powder, herbs de Provence, basil, and we have rosemary, seasoned salt, parsley, marjoram, garlic powder, onion powder, and our rosemary. So these are just the basics on all of this. These are our all-American spice rack, and this one over here would be our Mediterranean. So you'll find me going to my go-tos in one of these 3 categories, and if these 3 don't hold it, I do have one over here. Let me change this a little bit for you. I have a section right here. Well, I'll put some up here like I do with my saffron and a few other items that I was even gifted and to try, like these dried sea buckthorn pulp, and I have some black truffle sea salt right here as well. So, and these are really good on eggs, so I need to get some more of this as well. But anyways, this is basically what we have. So when you see me go into my go-tos, now you know where they're coming from. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this up and we'll get back to what we were doing. All right, my family, so our potatoes are done enough that I can turn around and start our fish. Now you will find that I'm over here boiling up some quail eggs. Quail eggs are considered a superfood. We have plenty going on now as our quails are steadily starting to lay their eggs. And I get my immune boosters and lots of vitamins and minerals. So I've been excited for these. We will be going and hatching some more quails this year as well. So we'll be getting into that later. Now, this is our cod. We are using white codfish, and so I am going to now take the ingredients that we had on our seasonings with the sumac, the alapo pepper, and the paprika, and I am going to season our whitefish or our cod. I'm going to go ahead and flip this over. I'm going to go ahead and do both sides of these. The sumac will give it kind of a lemony flavor as well. Go ahead and do this one right quick. There we go. Now I'm going to take the rest of this and put that in there. I am also going to bring our potatoes on over here now. And this pan is hot, so I'm going to lay it right on top of that. Matt, these, y'all, are 100% cotton, double-sided. For those who ask me if I crochet, yes, these are 100% double-sided pot holders. I've had these things for 5 years, and I'm actually needing to make me up some new ones. But that is what I have made, and I do not feel any heat whatsoever unless they're wet. So now I'm going to take our fish in here, and I'm going to lay it inside. I am actually going to pull our roasted garlic out of here, and I will be adding this later because that is going to be some beautiful garlic. And I'm just going to go ahead and lay my fish on top of my potatoes. Just like so. Take my seasonings and sprinkle that on top. Finish off the rest of these. Let me go ahead and rinse my hands off right quick, y'all, because they're full of red seasoning. Alright. Alright, now, from there, I am going to be adding slices of lemon on each piece of my cod. We're going to go ahead and sprinkle our olives in our pan all the way around it. And that should be enough right there. Now I'm also, oops, sorry about that, y'all. I'm also going to go ahead and top this with some of our cherry tomatoes as well. Just like so. And now here is where I needed to chop up our squash. Now they use the recipe with using zucchini. We are not using zucchini. We are actually going to use yellow squash. I don't know, I just prefer yellow squash. So I'm going to dampen these off now, as these have sweated out some. And then make sure I dry them off. And then I'm just going to cut them into chunks. And then we're going to drop them, just like the rest of this. We're going to drop this in with our, just like this. Cut this up in chunks and just drop these in here. Just like so. Oops, sorry, I keep doing that to you. I'm so sorry. Small little space I'm dealing with right here. Let me move this out of the way. Matter of fact, I'm going to chop these up and we'll be right back. Okay, now I can bring you up closer too and see how pretty the coloring to this dish is looking. Now I'm just going to go ahead and spread the rest of these squash in here. And then we're going to go ahead and bake this for another 8 to 10 minutes. We want our fish to reach about 145 internal temp. So I'm just going to spread this around here. Pop this back in the oven. Look how pretty that looks, y'all. And we will be back. All right, my family, this is our supper tonight. It is now finished. I am actually going to cover this up and set it aside before we plate it. Once my husband gets home from work, I will plate our dish and show you what we are having for supper this evening. So far, this is our one-pot meal, Mediterranean cod. I can't wait. My mouth is drooling, y'all. Okay, y'all, so I am getting ready to plate, and I decided to go ahead and make this would have been our pomegranate molasses salad dressing, which is nothing but lemon zest, olive oil, salt and pepper, and our homemade, this is beautiful, y'all, tastes so good, where we spent time making pomegranate molasses. We used this jar to make this beautiful vinaigrette. Wow, absolutely amazing. Okay, so we have our side salad, and then we have our ingredients inside of our dish here. So now I'm going to take and drizzle a vinaigrette all over our salad. Just like so. Beautiful, healthy, so many vitamins and minerals in this, all the way down to the dressing, y'all. So now I'm going to give you a close-up of what this supper looks like. And there we have it, our one pan cod, baked cod, and then we have our spring garden salad with the pomegranate molasses dressing. And we will be right back with you. As you will see, most of the time when you are in the kitchen with me, we are putting an amazing meal together. Not just one particular item, which I could have done just the dish with the fish, just like Mediterranean minutes, and that's how I learned how to do that. But I am actually putting authentic meals together. One thing I love about the Mediterranean is I can go anywheres out in the country of Spain or out in the Greek or Italy, but I'm also eating healthy. The other part that mentioning the fact is that I make things by scratch and homemade. Y'all, this isn't to boast and brag. There is a lot of things from the Mediterranean I cannot get. You cannot get. Only those who are there. So if it means me saving money, instead of ordering for pomegranate molasses, if I can come in my kitchen and make my own and save money by spending the time to do so, I'm going to do that basically because I like the flavor of it. Am I telling you you have to do what I do? No, all I'm doing is sharing with you. And please understand that. I'm not telling anybody to be me. I'm just sharing my experiences, and I'm sharing an amazing meal. And if for anything else, I'm just sharing what I like to do. And this is going to help me stay healing, especially for surgeries and all that I'm fixing to have. I am going to stay healthy. I'm incorporating vitamins and minerals by doing my own homemade from scratch meals and being able to use the things that I absolutely love in places that I can't get on my own. So I saved me lots of money from ordering, made my own homemade, and now I can't wait to eat this. I hope you have a blessed day. Happy Valentine's Day to each and every one of you and my family. I love you dearly. Thank you for your support with us. Thank you for keeping this channel running. If you like this video, hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't done so. And I look forward to seeing y'all again. We still got plenty of time before I'll have to shut down for a week. But in the meantime, we got work to do. I love you. Until next time, much love from Parton's Heritage Homestead.